So my name is David, and I'm an owner of an HVAC company, which is called Sensational Heating and Air Conditioning LLC. And I'm 25. I just closed on my first home not too long ago, about 2 weeks ago, and now I am looking forward to investing into a short-term rental. Closing the first deal, that process is very frustrating. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's rewarding in itself because it teaches you about real estate. It teaches you how the process works. It teaches you about especially how to be patient, because it's a very patient process. And it really teaches you how a house closes. It teaches you about the different sides of transactions, that how a real estate transaction works. Now, it can either be like the transaction side, or you could be on the other side, which is the buyer side. I was the guy who was the seller. So you have the seller, you have the title company, you have the bank, and you have the buyer. Well, I definitely got to give a shout out to my boy, Eli, which is Elijah Williams. I told him that, I'm looking forward to, going ahead and selling this home as is. So he say, all right, Dave, I'm gonna hit up my realtor that want to help me buy my home, and then she can help you sell your home. So, and I'm glad he did introduce me to you all, because man, I'm glad that I met such beautiful people like you all, which is Janae Jackson and Sean Jackson. So it's just, especially in real estate, you don't come across a lot of genuine people, and you have a lot of people who will just pretty much try to finesse you in a way and want to really teach you how that process really works, because they just looking at the money. And what really made me get into real estate is that, I can't work for nobody. I'm sorry. I'm only 25, and I done held over maybe 20 jobs. And I'm just I always wanted to be my own boss, and I always loved entrepreneurship and business. And then I say, oh, well, real estate, I was already doing my research, but even though you're doing research, you can still make mistakes. And that's why you need a team, because you need a team to build wealth. And with a team, you build a wealth much more faster. So my desire to get into it was that, I wanted to have residual income and generational wealth. Now with my real estate education, with that training that I have paid for, which is, it was like $2,000 or something like that, it really helped me, train my eye to more as far as how to structure my business. I learned about, tax and legal day, which that's one of the classes names, but I learned how to structure my business a little better. And then also, while you're learning real estate, you're learning how to structure your business. You can take that same structure, you can use it for any entity that you may have. So, it teaches you about your credit. It teaches you about not only real estate, but it teaches you about how to fund the deal. It teaches you about retirement accounts. And these are the type of information that we need to know that we don't know. Because the class, which is called Renatus, it's a hidden gem. And I would recommend it to anybody who's interested in getting into real estate, because you need that foundation before you start anything. One thing that's very valuable to me that, I learned from, you and Janae, is that any process is not a get-rich-quick process. That's, with building wealth, it takes time. And investing in something is a risk. But I would rather take that risk than to just not take a risk at all. Because I would rather take, $5,000, $10,000 in. I would rather invest that money into real estate, or I'd rather take that money and I would rather invest it into, maybe artwork, or maybe like a basketball card, because it's all about assets. When you have ownership of something, that's residual income that's coming back to you. If I was to take that $10,000 and I was to go buy a car with it, that's just money that's just gone. Because I don't care about, going to the car lot and get an expensive car note, because that's just debt, that's just overhead debt that you don't need.
Dave, if you could meet yourself 2 years ago, what would you tell yourself?
Man, that's a good one. What would I tell myself 2 years ago? Take better risks. That's what I would tell myself, take that risk. Because one thing about me is that, you know, scared money don't make money. And I would rather not live rich and die broke. And that's a quote from Jay-Z. Now, pretty much what that means is, pretty much what I'm saying, is that, you know, instead of just trying to live in the moment now and try to impress other people, don't impress nobody but yourself. So if you feel like that, you know, that you want to save that money and you want to take that money, you want to do other things with that money, then do that. Don't listen to nobody else. Always use your gut. And that'll be my advice that I would give anybody. Well, first, like I say, I would like to give a shout out to my boy Eli, because I'm very grateful for you, you know, helping me meet these great people. You know, I see greatness in them, and I see greatness in you, brother. And I see, you know, of course, I see greatness in myself. I would like to give a shout out to my brother Daniel. You know, I see him out there, you know, with his barber, you know, doing his thing. You see he got me on beam. Thank you, bro. And I would like to give a shout out to Janae, because it's my fault. I would like to give a shout out to Janae and Sean Jackson, because they were so patient with me throughout this whole process. Because trust me, it wasn't an easy process, because I was getting very frustrated. So thank you. You can look me up on Google, Sensational Heating and Air LLC, and you know, you can always, you know, find my services on there, you know, check out my website. And that's where you can find me at. You can find me on Facebook if you just look up my name. And also, you know, we do real estate too. So if you're interested in doing real estate or funding your first real estate deal, which could be maybe buying your first home, doing a fix and flip, or doing a short-term rental, please reach out to me or myself, or Janae Jackson or Sean Jackson, and we'll see how we can help you start your real estate career.